Hey guys, what's going on? Today's project here is a 2004 Golf 2-liter gas 5-speed manual. Is replacement of the power steering hose that leads from the control valve on the steering rack up to the power steering reservoir. I'll get down on here and show you the problem. Of course, first thing you need to do is jack up the car and make sure you have some safety stands underneath the car so you don't hurt yourself. And so what you need here is a 19mm socket extension and a universal. So once you've popped the front wheel off, you'll get your 19mm socket, and it's the see those two banjo bolts on the control valve? We've already got the newer one in place, so remove the 19mm banjo bolt. There should be sealing washers on each side of that. So the problem that we developed is here is the metal collar. The metal collar just before where the banjo bolt connection is had rusted and developed pinholes, and that's where the leak was. The hose itself, genuine VW hose, is about $175 US, about $250 Canadian with today's exchange rate. And we also bought a new banjo bolt and 2 new sealing washers. So not a cheap repair, but it's fairly straightforward. So once you've removed that, there's a couple of clamps to remove. I'll just show you those quickly. So the clamps, there's only one in this car, but it looks like there might have been 2 at one point. So up here there's a clamp on the power steering hose. So what it does is it feeds from there in the control valve. It does 2 90-degree turns and then follows the this I don't know what is this, might be a sway bar. I'm not sure what this is. Yeah, looks like it might be the sway bar. Anyway, it follows that along here, and then there's a clamp with a 13mm nut right up in there that you need to undo. Looks like there might have been another one at one point up here that's now missing or broken off. And then that just leads right up to the power steering reservoir, which is up here. And the hose feeds into here where my finger's pointing. And that connection is simply with one of these squeeze on, squeeze off clamps. So really only 3 points of connection for this hose from the control valve up to the power steering reservoir. Once you've got the new one in place, you'll need to refill the power steering fluid. Keep in mind it's a special fluid for the Volkswagen power steering system, so you need to pick up the right stuff. And that's a look at the hose out of the car. That's the old one. Anyway, that's all I have for you. Hopefully this helps with the replacement of your power steering return hose. Just a little closer look here at the area where we had the pinholes in the power steering fluid spraying out. So here on this metal part, just before the connection, it was all corroded. It looked perhaps like the valve on the steering box was maybe leaking, because the corrosion made it look like the grip was coming out of the bottom of the banjo bolt. But once we knocked the scaly rust off and then started it back up, we could see power steering fluid spraying out the pinholes. So that's where the problem was. Anyway, thanks for watching.